Hi, this is Dr. Martina, your online sex therapist. I understand it can be very difficult and intimidating, and all kinds of emotions can come along when you know you want some help, but you just don't know what's waiting behind that phone call. And what's going to happen with after you make that phone call. So I decided to put this video together to give you 3 points that you will gain from going into sex therapy, 3 points that you can expect from going into sex therapy with Dr. Martina. Here we go. So the first thing that you will gain from talking to a sex therapist, a certified sex therapist, is you will be able to release the shame that you have around your sexual challenges. A clinical sexologist is taught to be permission-giving and non-judgmental. So the conversation you will have with your sex therapist will allow you to release the shame, because once it's expressed, then it doesn't have a hold of you anymore. And not only will that allow you to relax, to breathe, it will also create some space for things to be different. It is perfectly, and you will learn that in the first conversation too, that it is perfectly normal to have sexual challenges, to have sexual insecurities, to have sexual confusion. It's perfectly normal for us to have that as human beings. Now you may say, well, my friends don't have any problems, because when I talk to them, they have wonderful sex and they have all this mind-blowing stuff that's happening. And you're absolutely right. There are people out there that have no problems with their sexuality at the moment when you talk to them, because everything changes, because your body changes. And there's also people who have no problems with their sexuality because they don't have any sex and they're perfectly okay with that. And then there's people who are saying they're having mind-blowing sex and all of this, and they lie about it. I mean, I lied about my experience of wonderful mind-blowing orgasms because all of my friends were having them, so I decided that I have to pretend that I have them too, because I knew that I was not having them. I knew that I pretended, and I thought there was something wrong with me, and I thought this wasn't normal. So, I understand that you may have those feelings, but if you want to be true to your sexual self, a conversation with a certified sexologist will allow you to stop pretending. It will allow you to feel normal again, because you will learn that it is perfectly normal to have challenges with the complexity of human sexuality. So the first gift that you receive is letting go of the shame. The second thing that you can expect from a clinical sexologist is to learn how the sexual part of your body functions, the sexual functionality of your body. Sex is an activity, and you experience that activity with your body, and that can be learned, just like any other activity, like swimming. Everything can be learned. Now, as a clinical sexologist, I know how the sexuality of your body functions. I know what kind of muscles participate in it, how the body offers you different arousal sources. I know about the importance of the pelvis and its magnificent structure of the pelvic floor muscle. And you will learn all of this and more in the course of sex therapy, because it is important that you know how it functions, so you know where to bring in the changes, or it will make more sense to you to bring in the changes. So we're given this body from day one on, and we're going through life with our bodies. We do it differently than anybody else. We do it very unique style. We go through our life. We are unique in the way we walk, the way we sit, the way we breathe, the way we stand. It is a unique way to use your body, and in Sexocorporel we call that the logic of the system. In the course of the sex therapy with me, since I have studied Sexocorporel, you will learn about the logic of your system and how it affects your sexual functioning. With that knowledge, we will be able to create some space in there to make some changes, because things need to be obviously done differently so you have different results. And you are going to get exercises, so you can expect to have homework where you have to do those exercises, which will obviously be explained during the session. And those exercises will ultimately, well, first of all, they are essential for the success of the therapy, because it's your body that gives you your sexuality. So you will have to work with your body. And you will get to work with your body, because it's also fun to do those exercises. And what those exercises will do, they will give you a different sense of comfort with your body. You will have different awarenesses, you will get different sensations, and it will ultimately, that is what ultimately will bring you over the hump of your sexual challenges. So this is the somatic part of having sex therapy with me, and it's a very important part, and this is something that you can expect. So the third thing you're going to get from sex therapy is renewed joy and excitement. If you have lost joy, if you don't look forward to sex anymore, if you're not satisfied after sex, you can regain that joy as long as you ask for the help of a certified sexologist, and as long as you're willing to do some work to regain that joy. But it is there for you. If a golfer has problems with his driver and he can't, he slices and cuts and he loses lots of balls, he goes and gets an instructor. The instructor looks at his swing, looks at his stance, looks at his timing, as his backswing and whatever, and he will adjust all of that, makes suggestions for adjustments. He sends the guy back or the woman back to to practice and to do all kinds of stuff, and then the golfer can regain his or her swing. Now, we're going to do exactly the same thing in this therapy. Now, I understand that you may say golfing may be a smaller problem than sex problems. I totally get that. But I also know that the awards are bigger when it comes to sex. The joy and the excitement is bigger when it comes to sex. So you can, all I'm saying is it's worth it. It's worth it rolling back the ego and the insecurity and the doubt and step into therapy so you can achieve the changes that you seek. And that is what you get out of sex therapy with Dr. Martina. All I really can say is that it is worth stepping in. It will get much easier after that first dialing of that number, or after that first email that you will be sending. So I hope that I hope this will inspire you, and I'm very much looking forward to hear from you.